There's an age-old tradition called Hermeticism that's been closely protected for centuries. Its purpose is to harmonize the diverse hidden knowledge students gather, offering them a master key to unlock inner doors in the Temple of Mystery. These teachings date back to the era of Hermes Trismagistus and have left their mark on religions and philosophies worldwide, acting as a unifying thread. Hermetic practitioners adhere to secrecy, reserving profound truths for those ready to grasp them. Throughout time, dedicated initiates have safeguarded these teachings, passing down wisdom through spoken words. The Hermetic philosophy, rooted in ancient Egypt, has influenced diverse cultures, yet it's not bound to any particular religious group. The teachings of Hermes Trismagistus consist of principles and rules of Hermetic alchemy centered on mental forces rather than material elements. This video aims to present these teachings along with explanations, helping modern students grasp this esoteric knowledge. The principles of truth are 7. He who knows these understandingly possesses the magic key, before whose touch all the doors of the temple fly open. Limiting beliefs have proven to be a major setback when it comes to manifesting desires. If you want to dive deeper into manifestation and get rid of limiting beliefs, get your free guide in the link below. The all is mind. The universe is mental. The idea behind mentalism is that everything in the universe has its origins in the mental world. It claims that the word all, which stands for all of existence, is equivalent to the idea of mind or consciousness. According to this idea, the universe and all of its manifestations are products of the cosmic mind. The global mind is the source of all things, both material and immaterial. A massive cosmic mind or intellect that is the source of creation and the driving force behind all elements of existence resides beyond physical substance and perceptible phenomena. Mental laws govern how the universe functions, and consciousness and thinking have a powerful impact on reality. The mind plays a pivotal role in the creation and functioning of the universe. As above, so below. As below, so above. The principle of correspondence, symbolized by the saying, as above, so below. As below, so above, points to a deep link between different layers of reality. This principle suggests that there are inherent similarities and harmonious relationships between different levels of existence. As above refers to higher realms like spiritual dimensions or bigger perspectives. So below refers to lower realms like the physical world or smaller perspectives. This principle shows that what happens on one level is like a reflection on another level and vice versa. Simply put, the big and small worlds are connected and depend on each other. The laws, patterns, and phenomena that govern the higher or bigger levels of existence also work for the lower or smaller levels and vice versa. This idea can be seen in different fields, such as in physics, where tiny particles act like big celestial objects. It's also found in spiritual and philosophical ideas where as above, so below helps us see how individuals relate to the universe and how our inner thoughts are connected to the outside world. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. According to this idea, nothing in the universe is actually at rest. There are vibrations everywhere because everything is constantly moving. This theory is consistent with current scientific knowledge, according to which particles are always in motion at the atomic and subatomic levels. Celestial objects, planets, and even galaxies are constantly moving throughout the immensity of the universe on a macroscopic scale. Particle motion, wave oscillation, and the pulse of energy are just a few examples of how these vibrations might appear. Vibration affects everything, both the biggest astronomical object and the smallest subatomic particle. Our understanding of the vibrational principle may affect how we see and engage with the environment around us. It teaches us that everything is in a constant state of flux, and that change is inevitable. The dynamic nature of life has an impact on every element of our lives since nothing is static, except impermanence and the fact that everything, including feelings, ideas, and awareness itself, is always changing and evolving. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Extremes meet. All truths are but half-truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled. The statement "everything is dual" suggests that every existing thing or concept has its complementary counterpart. This duality appears in different forms like light and darkness, hot and cold, good and evil, positive and negative, and more. These opposite pairs are connected, and together they make a whole. The part that says like and unlike are the same means that even things that seem different actually have things in common. For example, light and darkness are both part of the same thing, which is electromagnetic radiation. They are different in how strong or weak they are. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree means that even though opposites seem really different, they are kind of the same at their core, just with different intensity, quality, or degree. They can come together or transition into one another and are not completely separate. When it says, "all truths are but half-truths," it means that the truths we know are just parts of a bigger truth. We can't know everything about everything, so what we know might not be the whole picture. Finally, "all paradoxes may be reconciled" tells us that things that seem opposite or contradictory can actually make sense when we understand how they're connected. Contradictions often happen because we only see part of the story. When we stop thinking in opposites, we can understand things better. Everything flows, out and in. Everything has its tides. All things rise and fall. The pendulum swing manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. Much like a flowing river, energy and life forces keep moving within the universe. Nothing stays still. Everything keeps changing all the time. Just as the ocean's tides go up and down, different things in the universe also have their ups and downs. This happens with feelings, economies, seasons, and even how the stars move. From being born to dying, from growing to decaying, all things have cycles of getting better and then declining. This idea tells us that nothing stays the same forever, and the only thing that's always there is change itself. This back and forth motion is in everything. We see it in natural things like the swing of a pendulum clock or the way energy goes between two opposite things like night and day, hot and cold, happiness and sadness. This principle shows that when something swings to the right, it swings back to the left just as much. This means the movement on one side is balanced by an equal movement on the other side. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction, as described in Newton's third law of motion. The universe looks for balance. When things are off balance or extreme, things naturally adjust to make up for them and bring back harmony. We can see this in nature's systems that regulate themselves. If one part goes too far one way, something else kicks in to bring things back to a good balance and stabilize the whole system. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is but a name for law not recognized. There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. We learn from the premise that nothing occurs by chance and that everything has a reason. Nothing comes from nothing, and everything we observe in the world is the outcome of causes. This is referred to as the law of karma in Hinduism. Good karma is created by good thoughts and good acts, and happier rebirths are the result, while negative rebirths are the outcome of poor karma, which is caused by evil intentions and bad deeds. Instead of actively participating in the game of life, the majority of people spend their whole lives being moved around like pawns on a chessboard. The cause and effect principle informs us that we can go beyond the state of being other people's effects and transform into beings of causality. The principle of cause and effect is a tool to take back control over one's life. Using the principle of cause and effect, in line with the principles of mentalism and vibration, the individual is able to conquer his or her own moods, characteristics, qualities, and power, transforming themselves from a pawn in the game of life into the mover of the pieces on the board. Gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests on all planes. The masculine energy is said to be penetrative, assertive, and actively aiming its own energy toward its counterpart, the feminine energy. It is linked to traits like advancement, victory, and will. Feminine energy, on the other hand, is characterized as receptive, sacred, and nurturing. Building on the impressions obtained from the masculine, the feminine carries on a process of developing new thoughts, concepts, ideas, and creativity. It is essential to recognize how these energies interact. Without the feminine, the masculine would lack control, logic, or reason, which would result in chaos and uncontrolled behavior. Without the masculine, the feminine would be stuck in a state of perpetual reflection without moving forward, which would lead to complacency and stagnation. It is through the harmonious interplay of both energies that thoughtful action and the power of will combined with the creative force to bring ideas and visions into manifestation. Carl Jung held the view that psychological balance and personal development depended on the harmonious coexistence of the anima, which stands for the feminine aspect in a man's unconscious, and the animus, which stands for the masculine aspect in a woman's unconscious. This procedure is referred to as the individuation process, anima unification, or animus unification. Individuals become more conscious of their inner world when they acknowledge and embrace these unconscious characteristics. As above, so below; as below, so above. Knowing your inner world will better understand your outside world. The wise govern over the lower while serving on the upper. They follow the laws that are imposed from above, yet they rule and issue commands to those on their own level and those beneath them. By doing this, they contribute to the concept rather than working against it. The intelligent man conforms to the law, and by comprehending its workings, he controls it rather than serving it as its blind slave. Similar to how a skillful swimmer would turn this way and that, going and coming as he pleases, as opposed to being like the log that is transported from place to place. So is the wise man as compared to the ordinary man, and yet both swimmer and log, wise man and fool, are subject to the law. He who understands this is well on the road to mastery.